Okay, so this video is going to be if you're going, okay, I'm running out of resources. I need to pull a resource, not just upload an existing one. Okay, so in that case, we're going to hit Add Assessment. This is that button I was referring to earlier. And I'm going to show you sort of that same process here. So subject, language arts, for me, but they have every. Like I said earlier, it would automatically drop down to North Carolina, which it has here. It'll have your tracker, so you click the appropriate one, but for my case, I'm just going to click 5th grade because I don't have your trackers. Standard, just default to multi-standard. Title, Tuesday review, because why not? Okay, so assessment source. So remember last time we clicked upload a file because they were part of our existing files. But for this time, we're pulling resources, right? So we're going to go to the case item bank. All right, so if you were a part of Mr. Hunt's review today, or will be hopefully, he was sort of thinking about the release DOG in terms of like major categories, right? And a lot of those major categories are kind of, pushed together by our power standards. But there was also some surprises there. I think we decided that main idea was lower than we expected. However, I remember one of the largest categories was the determine the meaning of a word or a phrase. So let's say I want to, that's RL 5.4. So I want to pull passages that will connect to that standard. So there's this story here, A Frolic, and it's covering that standard. And a lot of our tests are going to be a DOK 2. So I want to pull that one. And this is that same passage. And I want to probably do as many questions as possible with that one passage to make the most of it. Again, there's that standard in DOK 2. But let's say, Rachel, I don't want to just like blindly put this on here. So to check and make sure it's not, poo, you can click straight on this and the passage itself will pop up and also the question and the answer. So there's a way to check as well. All right, so let's say you've got two standards connecting to that really big category that will be on the release DOG. So let's do another review standard today. So another really big one was the idea of pulling quotes from the story that provide evidence of something specific. So that would be RI 5.8. So I'm going to do that same sort of thing. Look for passages that have questions for more than one passage. I'm going to look for DOK 2 or 3. And then make sure it's that standard that I want it to be. So this Eleanor Roosevelt passage seems to have that. And again, if I wanted to check, I could pop right on there and go, oh yeah, that's a decent passage. That's a decent question. And if it's not, all you have to do is hit the X and it'll be off. So mastery, near mastery. So if there's a possible 2, I'm going to say mastery is 2, near mastery would be 1. Possible mastery, mastery 2, near mastery would be just 1. And now I'm going to create an assessment. Okay. Now, the last point here I'll say is one of the downfalls of this is that you can't edit the language of the question itself, which stinks. I tried. So another option, but sort of a work-heavy option, would be just to copy and paste the passage and then to copy and paste the questions onto a separate like Word document or Google Doc and edit that way and then upload it kind of like we did on the last video. Again, that's kind of work intensive, but to each his own. Okay, over and out.